Look, I know if you are listening to the Mindset Queen podcast, you've probably thought about starting your own podcast. Everyone reaches out to me and asks me, what do I use to record and publish my podcast? Well, the Mindset Queen podcast uses the Anchor app. Guys, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I am not like really big into technology, and I was using a lot of different tools on my Mac computer, and I had this audio recording system and all those things. And honestly, guys, it was a little complicated, especially with my travel schedule. I'm always on the go, and I like to record my podcast when I feel the most inspiration. And that's why the Anchor app has truly helped me to be able to record wherever I am, guys. And it is completely free. I can edit, trim, add music, all of those things in one place. And what's great about the Anchor app is that I get to put out all of my episodes in so many different places like Google Podcasts, the Anchor app, iTunes, Spotify, Overcast, and many more places. That's what makes it so incredible, is because my reach is broader. I'm able to impact and influence more people. And you know your girl is getting a bag for this, right? Yes, I am collecting my coins using the Anchor app, and you can too. Guys, go ahead and go to anchor.fm to get started right now.
The Mindset Queen.
Welcome to the Mindset Queen podcast, where you'll learn how to transform your life using the power of your mind. I'm your host, Jasmine Thomas. I'm a business and mindset coach for millennial women to enhance their self-worth and uplevel their net worth. I'm a product of generational poverty, but I made it out of those negative statistics and stereotypes using the power of my mind to manifest the life and business of my dreams. It's my mission to help you take charge of your life to live as the highest version of yourself. I am beyond honored to have you here. Now, here's to becoming your absolute best and empowered self. Enjoy the show. Money bag, ayy. Money bag, ayy. Welcome, guys, to the Mindset Queen podcast. Guys, this is episode 3, and clearly the way I came on, we are talking about money. And particularly, we're talking about the most powerful money mindset affirmations. So, if you're not in the money mindset affirmation world, that's okay. Your girl is going to catch you up. But let me backtrack a little bit about my story, because at this point, I am a 6-figure business owner. And I'm very thankful for the whole process. But I don't want you guys to think that, like, oh, you've always had money, you're good. No, y'all, like, my family was on food stamps, okay? We were we were not like wealthy and well off. Like, I don't want to give you guys that like information just based on what you see now. So, my family was a product of just generational poverty, like having onion sandwiches for dinner, sharing shoes, can't do hardly anything because everything costs money. And my mom and dad, which I love them so much, like, to me, they were like pioneers of their families. And so they decided, you know what, we're going to try something different. So my mom was like the first one in our family to finish high school. Um, and my dad, he didn't finish high school. He actually dropped out to help his family when he was in the 8th grade, and he worked, but he went back to school. I believe he was in his 30s. I was like 4 or 5 years old. when he actually went back to school and he got his associate's degree in welding, and he decided like he was really going to make something out of himself. And my mom, of course, like worked hard as well. And seeing their work ethic and seeing them do better than most of the rest of their family really motivated and inspired me to like, go get it, girl. Like, it's yours. Just because you're born into a certain circumstance doesn't mean that you have to keep that circumstance. You get to decide to change it and make it different. And one thing too, guys, I want to point out, I am a Christian woman, and in the church, I feel like money is one thing that is not talked about, but is the most necessary and needed thing in the world. I mean, you can even talk about divorce. The number one reason why people divorce is because of money. It's not because people fall out of love, although that is one reason, but it's dealing with money. And I want to help you guys, whether, you are a Christian, you're getting ready to get into a relationship, whatever the case is, I want to clear a lot of things about money and why you need to be comfortable with it. Okay, so as a Christian, first of all, money is the most talked about subject in the Bible. Point blank, period. You can go look it up if you don't believe me. And because it's mostly talked about, clearly it's an important component. And I truly believe that God wants you to have money and be wealthy. When he talked about abundance, abundance didn't just mean an abundance of like grace and mercy and patience, kindness, those things. It meant abundance in your relationships, abundance in your bank account. Like, that's important. And in order to even have a church, you got to have money to build the church. Point blank, period. That's why tithes are collected. That's why offerings are given. Like, you have to have money. And people say the root of all evil is money. No, the root of all evil is evil people. Like, that's the root. Like, people with ill hearts. They don't know how to use their money, or they make money an idol. They make money the number one priority. Money should never be your number one priority by any means, but it should be a priority. It has to be in order for you to have it. And if you feel so uncomfortable with money, guys, this episode is going to actually help you to get more comfortable with it, because you may have a subconscious belief that you are not worthy of money, that money doesn't come to you easily, that life is supposed to be a struggle that you're never supposed to have. You have to get really comfortable. And if I'm honest with you guys, money is one of the most interesting topics to me, and I can talk about it so easily. That was not always the case. So, of course, I told you guys the story of my parents, but like for me, I basically, went out. I got a good job after college. I moved to Memphis, and I was making like $45K a year, which is really, really good to go from like a broke college student to making $45K. And I was very thankful for that. But then something in me like was like, oh my gosh, like, especially once I started my business and people were just like, yeah, I'm going to pay you this much. And it was like way more than I was asking for. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, people are just literally blessing me. What is wrong? Because I felt kind of bad. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Why am I not acting like I'm good enough for this? Like, seriously. But it's that mentality of my upbringing in a Christian environment, but then also too my upbringing within myself of like being a teacher. And you guys know teachers don't really make that much money, but we give our hearts and souls basically for free. And essentially, that's what I carried over into my business. I was like, oh no, all I want to do is just help people. And yeah, I'll give you discounts and I'll do this for you. But I'm the one worn out. I'm the one tired. I'm the one, if something goes wrong, and things did go wrong at the beginning of my business because my money mindset was not on point, guess who had to come out of pocket? Me. And I paid for that because I didn't go through and wasn't thorough and didn't have the right money mindset and strategies in place because I didn't feel like I was worthy of it. Well, now you can't tell me nothing. I don't care. because I understand and I've been through that and I see it for myself. And now I get it why people, lose their businesses or are closing and things like that, because when you don't put the right money principles intact and you don't charge your worth, you wind up losing more than gaining. And so now that I have this lesson in my mind, it really, really helps me to understand the significance of going on ahead and being quite honest and frank about money, not being afraid, not giving all these discounts to family members and friends and all that kind of stuff. That's silly, right? Because you're not going to give a discount on your work. You're still going to give 100%, but you're only asking them to give you 60. No, it doesn't work like that. They're going to have to pay just like everyone else, and you may need to raise your prices after this. If you're listening, if you have a business, or even if you don't have a business, let's say you work on a job and you've been working on your job for 6 years and haven't seen a raise, maybe you need to talk about getting a raise. Or if they don't want to give you a raise, you need to go to another job. Like, honestly, guys, and don't be afraid of that either, asking for a raise. Yes, you should. You deserve it. If you are putting in the work and you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, you deserve that. And some other things that happened that really pushed my money mindset, especially being a teacher in the last few months, my students got really, really great scores, and I still didn't get a raise. And it's some other stipulations involved in that as well. And that made me very upset because I'm like, I did a really good job. Why am I not getting a raise? I also received my master's, and they were saying like, oh, well, you only get $500 split across 24 paychecks. Now, my response. I'm not even going to tell you what my response was, but I didn't even bother to ask for that $500 because I can make that in an hour. So I'm not going to like take the crumbs, like that's the type of stuff that really just kind of set a fire to my behind, and then having to like pick up slack because I was charging less than what I was worth, and I was having to go back and pay for things because I didn't do it on the front end. And now it's like, nope, this is my prices. This is where I'm at. You're just going to have to deal with it. Either you want it or you don't, because I know the worth and value of what I'm doing, what I'm putting out there, and how much I'm helping and impacting people. Guys, I did not get to this point alone. Okay, so of course I invested in coaching. Of course, I have some powerful money mindset affirmations that I'm going to share with you guys, but it took work. And it's going to take you work, because when you look at your brain, you basically function off of 10% of your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is what is functioning when you are awake. 90% of your brain is your unconscious and subconscious. So unconscious, of course, is when you're asleep, but your subconscious is the biggest bulk of it. And I would say most people say it's about 90%. And then when you think about that, your subconscious mind are those limiting beliefs. That's where they sit in your brain, and like you've been programmed since a child. So if you saw your parents fight about money, maybe you associate money with having to fight. Or if you've seen people get paid nothing and work their whole lives as a child, so maybe that's what you picked up on and you think that that's what it's supposed to be like. So you have to dig in and change that program in your mind. So affirmations, once you say them for 21 days and you truly, truly believe in them and you submerge yourself into them, you will start to believe and think exactly what you're saying. There is power in affirmations. Now, of course, with these affirmations, like I said, you have to be consistent and you have to say them all the time. This is not the end all be all for you to have a money mindset, but it is a start. It is a beautiful start. And towards the end of this episode, I am going to give you an opportunity to where you can work fully on your money mindset and actually up level your beliefs in a powerful way. So let's start with the first one. And if you don't have a pen and a journal, go ahead and grab that, because these affirmations are really going to help you and transform the way that you think and feel about money, okay? And remember, you need money, point blank, period. In order for you to have anything in this life, it costs money. There is nothing in this world that is honestly free. And also, too, when you think about abundance, don't just limit yourself to money, think about opportunities, because abundance can come in opportunities, even though maybe they cost something, but they may not cost something to you. So if somebody gives you a gift card, hey, that's free money. If somebody gives you or pays for your lunch, hey, that's free money. So don't just think that in order for you to have abundance, it has to always be money. It could also be opportunity. So stay open to that as well. All right, so the first affirmation is, I always have more than enough. Again, I always have more than enough. So this affirmation particularly speaks to lack in people's minds. They feel like they don't ever have enough. They're always trying to chase Peter to pay Paul, and they're like literally on the edge of breaking down because they feel like it's never enough. When you start saying, I always have more than enough, you are telling God that, first of all, that his scripture is true, okay? All your needs are met according to his riches and glory. That's the first thing. But in addition to that, you're sending out into the world that you always, like, basically you're telling God you always come through. You know what I'm saying? Like you're emitting a signal for you to always have more than enough. Okay. So whatever you speak, you eat. And if you're always saying, man, I never have enough at the end of the month, you won't ever have enough at the end of the month. Ever. Okay. So go ahead and step into that. Even if you literally don't have enough, start saying it. And I'm telling you, your words are like seeds that are being planted. And eventually, it is going to spring up on you. Guys, I'm literally living in my own words. Like, I'm going on vacation twice in 1 week to 2 different states. And most of it I didn't even have to pay for. I had friends that literally said, hey, I want you to come with me. And they paid for it. But I always said I always have more than enough. So I have more than enough to go on these vacations because people are literally blessing me. Okay. When you say that to yourself, that opens up room for more things to come to you instead of focusing on what you don't have. Focus on what you do have, and take the time to be grateful for those small things. Like, as I'm looking around, I'm recording this episode in my room. I'm looking around and I'm seeing, like, oh, I have hairspray. I have a bedspread. All these things. Look at the little things around you in your room, in your office, wherever you are listening to this, and add up how much each thing costs. Think about how much money you really have. You have more than you think you do, and it's always more than enough. And some things you didn't even have to pay for. Some things people actually bought for you. Focus on that. That's a lot. You always have more than enough. All right, number 2. This affirmation is really important for those of you who are in business. And even if you're not in business, think about opportunity, okay? People love to pay me. I fall in love with that affirmation every time I hear it. People love to pay me. And let me tell you, if you're in business, you have to keep this one at the forefront of your mind. Because if you feel like there's a grudge when people pay you or when they pull out money, there is going to be a grudge. For me, I realized this when people started paying me extra to do things, or whenever I said, yep, this is the price. And they're like, okay, where can I pay you? What? Like, literally, I've had people who would like say, like, Jasmine, I just can't do this right now. I just need somebody to help me. Can I just give you this right here? And they'll just shove their money in my face. Yeah. That's when I realized, oh my gosh, people enjoy paying me. Why? Because I provide value and service to the world, okay? So I'm not saying that people won't pay you just because, but when you become a valuable person, meaning you invest in yourself, you create products and services that are really going to benefit and serve people, they're going to want to pay you. They're going to want to, because they know what they're getting in return is going to take them to the next level. And when you break past that resistance of somebody paying you, of thinking like, oh my gosh, they're going to hate me because my price is so high. Sometimes, guys, we think like that. Like, oh no, they're never going to want to pay me this because it's too much. Guys, there is an infinite universe of people out there. There are almost 7 billion people on this planet. Somebody wants to pay you, okay? Somebody is going to pay you. Never feel like there's a shortage on clients. Never feel like they won't give you the certain amount of money that you desire. There are people out there. If you get 1,000 no's, I guarantee you're going to get one yes. You just have to be brave enough to stand up and proclaim that a yes is yours and that you are going to get that client that you want, or clients, how many ever you intend to have. It is going to come to you and it's going to flood in. All right. Number 3, my income increases every single day. That's the third one, guys. Again, my income increases every single day. Guys, this one is so important because a lot of people, especially if you work on a 9 to 5, or maybe you're transitioning from a 9 to 5 to an actual business model, you may be thinking like, oh my gosh, what do? I get paid on this time of the month and this time of the month, and I don't have anything in between. That's not a positive money mindset. My mindset, I get paid every single day. Every single day I'm getting paid. And I put a specific dollar amount on how much I want to get paid every single day. And it catches up to me all the time. I literally get paid every single day. All right. And you need to be okay with that. You need to be mindful that money can come to you every day. And it can come from you from a variety of sources, guys. If you have the intention to become a millionaire or even a billionaire, your job ain't going to be enough. I'm not telling you to quit your job, okay? Because I know a lot of you guys love your jobs. But I'm telling you, you will never become a millionaire working at one job, okay? Unless you're like the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, and even then, sometimes their salaries are like poor. And guys, this is crazy too. But presidents only get paid like $400,000 to $500,000 a year, and that's just most recently. I looked up Obama's salary. I'm like, what in the world? You're only getting paid $400,000 to lose all your hair, and you got your heart attacks and all that stress and stuff like that. What? Like, no, that makes no sense to me. But guys, I'm telling you, like, the person in office who literally is sacrificing so much only gets $400,000 a year. That is nothing. Nothing. Okay? And that's just one job. Now, of course, President Obama was smart enough to turn that money into more money. And now him and Michelle are millionaires because they actually, put their money up in certain ways and did different things like that. So, that was a smart way to flip it. But it was because they had additional sources where they were writing books, publishing. They were doing different things. And you have to do that as well to set yourself up for success. So if you're working your 9 to 5, go ahead, start your side hustle, okay? Get your money flow up. Do the things that you actually love, the things you actually enjoy, and the money will compound. I have so many books that I have written. I have a variety of products, a variety of services that people can jump in and actually participate, whether it's service-based or even if it's product-based. You have to set yourself up to make money every single day. I had a client one time who was like, yeah, I just really want to make this certain amount of money and it's just not working and I don't understand why. Well, one thing is she didn't even have an account set up for people to pay her. Duh, you're going to have to get paid some kind of way. And if you want to be like an international brand, you have to make a way for people to pay you on an international level. You cannot make money every single day if you haven't set up the products or services, or if you haven't even set up the bank account to be able to get paid. What? Like, it just blew my mind. But I realized that there are many people like that who wish that they could get paid every single day, but they have not put the works in order to do that. The fourth affirmation: God wants me to have abundance and I can flow to get it. Okay. So when I say that God wants me to have abundance, what I'm saying is that a lot of people in the medieval times, basically to oppress people, they would say like, oh, you have to pay the king this and you have to pay the church this, and it's better to be poor, so give all your money to us. Okay, that's basically what they did. And it was wrong, but that's the way to oppress people and keep them under control. They tried to make it seem like in order to be a Christian, you needed to be poor and give all your money away. And if you didn't do that, you were deemed as an outcast, or you were excommunicated, all that type of stuff. And that mindset has actually rubbed off into the 21st century. I don't know why. I guess I said 26 because of my birthday is in a few days. But into the 21st century, like that's what is happening with a lot of churches and a lot of, like, even our government. We have to put all this money into them and we forget about ourselves. And what we need to understand is that money was meant for us too. It wasn't just meant for us to give it all away, like point blank period. And the last part of that affirmation says, and I can flow to get it. Right? So yes, I'm telling you to set up your businesses, set up your passive income streams, but I'm not telling you to hustle yourself into an early grave. You want to be, like, if I'm 100% honest, I work hard, but I vacation hard. I don't do anything for days at a time. Like, sometimes I can go like 3 to 4 days without working. And what I consider working is like hustling online and telling everybody about my business and stuff like that. But it's, when I do it, it's fun. Like doing this podcast, like this is an additional stream of income for me and for a lot of people who podcast, right? So I have fun doing this. I'm not doing something that drives me insane or makes me go crazy. Like, you can actually flow in good energy doing what you love and not just like grinding all the time. I believe there's a hustle and a flow, but I think that I am more of a flower at this point. Like for my primary business, I hardly ever have to market for it. I hardly ever have to tell anybody, and I make the most money in that business. But why? It's because of my beliefs. It's because of my affirmations. It's because of my mindset, right? Now, with my online businesses, I am personally still working on the flow aspect of it, because sometimes we think we always have to be on social media in order to do it. Like, yes, I delegate, I automate, all of that. But I also realize that I don't have to physically be on in order for me to make money. Okay, so again, that's what I want you guys to understand, that you are, this is the next affirmation. Let me go ahead and say, I am entitled to all good things. I am entitled to all good things. And that's what I'm trying to share with you guys, is that you literally can have whatever it is that you want, and it is yours. Okay? You cannot literally buy a blessing from God. It just doesn't work like that. Like, He sent His Son to the cross to bless you. Point blank, period. I came to give life and give it more abundantly. That is what Jesus Christ says. And if you're listening to this and you're not a Christian, and you may, or maybe you believe something else, all I can say is that God wants to bless you. Point blank, period. It doesn't matter who you are. You are a child of God. It doesn't even matter what your religion is or whatever, okay? This is just me from my heart. I truly believe that we are all children of God and we are all entitled to blessings, okay? And so with this belief that you are entitled to all good things, you need to be open to receiving those good things. When people want to take you out to lunch, when people want to do things for you, let them. Don't be the strong person that pushes every good thing away from you because you don't believe that you deserve it. When my friends are like, yeah, Jasmine, I want us to go out and get pedicures together, and I'm buying. Okay. And I do the same thing for other people. Like, it's not a competition of who can, outspend each other, but it's more so, how can I receive more? How can I take in the blessings? When somebody offers to do something for you, don't push them away. Thank them for actually doing that for you and accept it, okay? Accept it. So, guys, I hope that you really enjoyed these powerful money mindset affirmations. I do want to invite you guys into something absolutely amazing that I love. It is my money mindset program. It's called the Royal Entourage. I love my money mindset program because I help you basically break through all of your money mindset barriers. We've had people to manifest $1,900 in 5 days. We've had people get checks in the mail. I have gotten checks in the mail of like $150. I have even gotten a check for $3,500 one time, just deposited into my bank account. It was random. I thought it was fraud. Like, I was like, what in the world? What happened? I've even had a $6,000 day. I've had clients that have had $1,000 days. It has literally changed so many people's lives because they are open to receiving money. My clients have even like started some of their businesses through going through the money mindset trainings that I offer in this course. I even talk about the power of using social media to help bring in more money, setting up passive income streams. It is an amazing opportunity. And guess what, guys? It is literally only $20 a month. $20 a month for all of these courses, which I absolutely love and adore. And if you want to be a VIP member, with VIP, you get access to my Money Mindset Makeover ebook, which is very powerful. And I give you some juicy information on how to up level your net worth. And on top of that, you get to have a 20-minute money mindset strategy call with me to help you talk about your mindset, business. And when I tell you those 20 minutes change lives, I mean those 20 minutes started a business where one of my clients consistently brings in $2,000 or more a month just from her call, just from that 20-minute call. So guys, if you are interested, you can head to shesworthy.co to go ahead and join the Money Mindset program, and you guys can reach out to me. I'm going to link below the exact link for you to go and join the Money Mindset program. We also have a thriving Facebook group, which is so exciting because we get to interact with one another. Guys, I share articles in there all the time, tons of information, some of my own personal mindset work. It is so fun and so joyous to just become abundant. And the good thing, guys, is that the more money you have, the more problems you can solve in the world. It is amazing to be able to have financial freedom and not have to worry about living from paycheck to paycheck or trying to find out where your next dollar is coming in. To be abundant means to be free, to go and do things that you actually really want to do instead of having to stay stuck in certain positions because you didn't make sure your money was right. So if you want to join, again, go ahead and click the links below and the description of this episode. Guys, I enjoyed talking to you all about money. And share this episode with someone you know. If they are struggling with money, or if they're going through a hard time with dealing with getting more money, or whatever it is that they are struggling with, go ahead with their finances. Go ahead and have them to check this episode out. Love you guys, and go get your money bags. We will chat soon in the next episode.
The Mindset Queen.